Welcome to BFM Uncensored, Mr. Koon. Let's start with a topic that you talked about in your previous interview with Breakfast Grill. That was in 2010. You previously said that affirmative action in the tender system doesn't create competitive individuals, and Bumiputras can't win contracts through an open tender system. But we recently had the CM Lim Guan Eng on the Breakfast Grill, and he said that Penang has implemented the open tender system, and despite criticisms that it was marginalizing Malay contractors, it turns out that all the government contracts that they gave out, 70% were won by Malay contractors. So it does show that Malay contractors are competitive, they can compete, and perhaps it's the cronies, the cronies that can't compete, and they're the ones making the noise. What are your thoughts?
Let me begin. Since the independence till now, the government has been trying to promote Bumiputra contractors. The proof of the eating is in the proof
Pudding.
of pudding is in the eating.
Okay.
Show me there are hundreds of tall buildings around here, Kuala Lumpur. There are miles of highway. Tell me which Bumiputra contractor won this building construction based on competitive tender, and which section of the toll road is won by Bumiputra contractors on competitive tender.
So you're saying the big projects aren't being won by the Bumiputra contractors?
Which one? I'm asking you.
Okay.
Can you name one?
All right then. Well, if we zoom out and look at the construction industry as a whole, it's been said that the construction industry is one of the dirtiest. It's open to wastages and abuse. So how endemic is this problem?
I think basically you must understand the construction industry. Why all after spending billions and billions and trillions of dollars over the years, and yet they could not produce efficient Bumiputra contractors? First, the construction industry, you look at it realistically, how many Bumiputra carpenters that you see? How many masons? How many Bumiputra can manage a building material business, retail business? Have you been inside? There are thousands of items of screws, boards, and iron and all sorts of things. It takes a lot of time to learn all these in basic. You cannot be a contractor, and as a contractor you need suppliers, you need carpenters, you need workers, you need foremen. All these people, you have to have some Malays, to help you if you are a Bumiputra contractor. Just like the Chinese are doing well. They are willing to come from the bottom, but they are not willing to do that. They want to get a license.
They meaning Malay Bumiputra contractors.
Yes. How can you become a good Bumiputra contractor or any contractor if you don't have supporting people, supporting industries?
Okay.
And then if you give a contract without tender, a good price to a Bumiputra, it does not mean that he's going to make profit. Eventually, because of his inefficiency, he also cannot make profit out of it.
Okay.
And if this time goes on, you're spoiling him. He hasn't learned the lesson.
So what about in the case of Penang, where 70% of projects have been won by Malay contractors in an open competitive tender system?
Then you must look at what sort of contract. It may be only making some small drains or some repair or some supply contract.
Okay.
One.
So
they have got some Bumiputra connection.
Your statements are quite general, as a generalization. Are there any Malay Bumiputra contractors that you look with respect to?
I don't know. You look around.
So none in your book?
No, don't say that. I'm not here to say that there was no, I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll move on to your book. You've recently launched a new book, haven't you? And at the launch of your book, your speech, you talked about some wrongdoings with the ruling government, two specifically that you were involved with, the 1.2 billion dam across Sungai Kinta, and the Utah, how Utah rejected your $30 million donation to build hotels.
Yes.
So why did you write these books with these events specifically? What did you hope to achieve? Was it just to name and shame?
No, the book covers a lot more. Over more than a decade, I've been criticizing the government for all the wrongdoings, and all these articles I write are not published by the normal newspaper because they are controlled by the ruling government, MCA,
Okay.
and they go onto this internet like Malaysia Kini, Malaysia Insider, CPI Asia, and you'll be surprised. A lot of people read read my articles, and they make very intelligent commentaries. And then my book now consists my article with cut and paste these commentaries and
Into
this book.
Okay.
And then I paid a lady, Trisha Yo, and she does all the statistics research over the last 20, 30 years. And this book is with statistics.
Okay.
So these statistics do not lie. They tell the truth. How many Bumiputra doctors are there, or lawyers, engineers in the various professions in 1970 when the NEP was
Affirmative action
taken, and now they start with very low base. Now today you find more than in all the profession they've got more than 50%.
Okay, so if we go to affirmative action, do you think that we should do away? Do you believe in any form of affirmative action?
I would think that the basic principle of the affirmative action is very good.
Okay.
But it's only the implementation abuses. They keep on saying, okay, we must get the Bumiputra up economically. Yes, the poor must come up, But the way how it is done, now giving a contract to a Bumiputra without tender, is that the best way? Or simply give such enormous, go and buy like the submarine, 6, 7, 8 billion, and then commission 500 million US, and no question asked. You cannot ask even in Parliament. Is it the right way to help the Bumiputra?
Okay, well, that was a defense contract, right?
Yes. Who is the Minister of Defense?
Okay. Well, my last question to you, Mr. Koon. The country is at a cusp of an election now, right?
Yeah.
So, if there's something you wish you did for the country, what would that be? What would it be?
I like to change.
Change?
Change for a better government. You must read my book, and then you know how to vote.
Okay. What do you mean by a better government?
We cannot stand anymore with this corruption. We cannot. Just like what Tunku Razali in my launching a book says, that was very interesting. It says if the doctor has been giving you wrong medicine and you didn't get well, but there must be something wrong with the doctor. There must be something more seriously wrong with the patient who goes back to the same doctor.
Right, okay. Well, last of all, you're 79 years old now, aren't you?
Yes.
All that life experience under your belt, what would you want your legacy to be?
Oh, now I have come to a stage, I'm trying to do charity, and doing charity makes me very happy. The money and the effort you make, all the money, how to spend it effectively and help poor people, and you help them, and then when they're happy, you also feel happy.
Do you think age has made you bolder, able to speak your mind without fearing consequences?
Yeah, in fact, it's very interesting. There was a guy who who was taking care of palliative care and people about to die in the last few weeks of their life. And often they ask them, what is your regret?
Mm-hmm.
One of the strong regret is certain things they want to say, they dare not say.
Okay.
All right. And they say that another regret is they want to live the life that they like, not somebody like.
Okay.
So I come to this stage, I want to say the things.
You say what you want to say.
I say what I want to say. I'm not afraid to say it.
Okay. Thank you for spending time with us, Mr. Koon, on BFM Uncensored.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.